I come from a poor family, yeah. We ain't never had a lot, yeah. But the Lord been good to us, yeah. Now we riding on the top, yeah. I come from a poor family.
Well, welcome to Builder of All Things podcast, guys. We are here on a Wednesday morning. We got Breon. Boom.
P in the house. Welcome
house.
back,
PB.
Breon.
Thank you.
Super excited. Tiffany is going to be out today, so we're just going to deep dive into Breon's world.
Hey,
that sounds like
Hey.
a cartoon.
That
Is there a
does.
cartoon?
Bobby's World.
Bobby's
Bobby's
World.
Bobby's
World.
World.
Oh,
Yeah.
Breon's world.
Milk.
Did somebody text you to say that on the next podcast? And you came through clutch?
No, man. I showed that our little clip had 10,000 views.
Yeah.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you. And
That's Breon.
Yeah, we should have. We should have shared
Branded.
the brand of some kind of milk and get a little bit of
oh
sponsorship.
no, Diane was like, "Is it because you were talking about milk? Is that why people do that?" I was like, "I'm gonna make sure every time I say the word milk,
Hey, we need to start hashtagging milk, yo.
milk."
Every short level.
Everyone.
Milk's a bait.
Yeah.
You know they gotta have bait words.
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
your-
Yeah,
It's got-
everybody we know tunes in if you're
Hey,
talking about milk.
Everybody drinks milk.
But the talk of the town this morning was Breon's shoes. So before we move on,
Oh,
hey, show me
oh,
your kicks,
B.
bro. Boom.
Boom, zoom, zoom.
Boom.
That's our high school colors right there.
It is, man. It is.
What high school?
Blue and navy blue and yellow.
It's called blue
Why'd
and
you-
gold.
Well, yeah, the bust me out, man. It's close to our colors. It's close.
My bad.
Actually, that was like our football jersey
Yeah.
colors. I mean, we kind of changed it up here and there. I don't know, not we, but the high school sports.
No, because I was gonna say our high school is blue and gold too.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to all my Woodruff Warriors out there. If there's a true Woodruff Warrior out there, please leave a positive comment.
Absolutely. Blue and yellow stars or something, man.
You had to prompt them a positive comment.
Positive comments only.
But Richie, what we got going on today?
Well, Breon kicked off his business officially, right?
Yes.
Tell us what that means. That means you got a business license.
I got the
Come
license.
on.
I have the name. I have
What's the name again?
What's the name?
You Matter 360.
Let's
Yes,
go.
sir.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. The domain.
Hey, come on.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
It's official.
Logos are up and going.
Dang.
Not quite official though. This website thing is just kicking my butt, man. It's not who I am as a person, trying to find the right pictures. And then you're like, I don't want to use pictures because it's an actual moving, it's more video than it is picture. And then if I just put a still picture up there, I'm not selling my product at all. I'm selling something different. So
Bro, homestead.com. I'm going to go log in and show you my first website. Screenshot it, send it to you for motivation. How bad it was. You're all good.
and then I'm like, do I just hire somebody? But then I don't have the stuff to give them to make it look any better than what I'm doing. So yeah, I'm to the point to where it's like I'm gonna just have to put it out there and just build as I go, and try and make it better. I got a great support team behind me.
Yeah.
I think just last night my wife was telling me, I don't like your decisions when it comes to.
Hey, that's how it is, man. Is when husbands and wives and you got partnership and then you're trying to launch businesses. It's a little different than what we're accustomed to with just regular jobs, right? You
Yes.
gotta work your regular job when you start up. I mean, not everyone has the privilege just to run a business,
Right.
And just
Right.
hang out and do that 24/7. You got to actually still operate, So yeah, to answer your question, man, I was like, to start a business, I actually got laid off. Because you're asking me, what was my first days like? Yeah, I was laid off from my company, and it was like survival mode. And I kind of was pushed into a position where I had to do side jobs and just get work for some family, some things, and try to get a little bit of in. So I was on unemployment and still looking to go back to work until the thing evolved. So yeah, it was a good 3-year journey. But man, while we're here, man, my heart, and this is from my family, and just what I grew up is they're all teachers. My my mom, and my uncles, they're all either teachers or coaches or something like that. Except for my dad. Shout out to my dad; he's a businessman. But most of the people in my life were either coaches or teachers. Those are the people I look up to and things like that. So it's my desire to be one of those as well, which is like a coach, or teach whatever I can. So anything I learn, I love to share. And so by no means am I in any place or even successful to any degree of what people look at this success, except for where my faith is and where God's taking the business with me and Tiffany. But I would love to share anything that I've got to date to help you, man. So ask any questions, man, and I'll try to be a blind man guiding the blind man.
It's yeah. At this point, I'm to the point to where, okay, I know how to do the business. It's none of that part is the problem. The problem is getting the name out there, getting the responses to start coming in, the work to start coming in. Like, with it being 2023, like creating emails and all that kind of stuff with AI, like none of that stuff is the problem. It's just actually getting it out there, doing what it takes to get people to respond. And then you want a certain respect level when you go in, but nobody's seen you do anything, so nobody's going to give you that respect. So no matter what you're trying to sell, there's going to be a counter offer. Yeah, you're coming in at this price. How about if I give you this number and you just be happy that I called you back? Yeah. And I'm just like, oh, that's absolutely crazy. So it's just trying to fit all that and jump out there and also be a dad and also have a job. And it's just a whole new door I've never been in before. So yeah.
What I do know, man, is like just the real estate in your brain is a sacrifice that you got to be able to hustle and make. And sometimes it's meant for people in a certain season, and sometimes it's not. And what I mean by that is like you work your regular 8, you got to put in your time and energy, but then you got to balance that with being a husband and a father. But but if you really want to kick something start, especially in the beginning, it needs a full energy, mental space to continually to think and connect those dots. So it can be challenging, man. It can be super challenging because we as people, man, only have a certain amount of energy a day.
Yes. Yeah.
And then we're not all built like Elon Musk, where we work 16 hours and then sleep where we work and then wake up and then go again. Sometimes that's the hustle, to get things going. And this world, if you look at it in that way, it can be tiring just thinking about it. But if you approach it in a way where you pray about it, and if it's from God, the weight's going to be different, because now you're trusting and you're almost walking without having everything figured out. 'Cause I like what you said, man. He's got to build it on the go.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of that. Actually, I was just reading scripture this morning about Moses. Moses, everyone knows, like, or familiar with the story of Moses, and he went to the burning bush.
Yeah,
that whole scenario, right? And like Moses looked at the burning bush and he's like, man, that's strange. It's like on fire, but not consuming. Like he didn't know what it was yet. He was just like, that's weird. You know what I'm saying? That's strange. So so it says Moses went to it. So he started walking. God was like, Moses, yo, don't get too close. Take off your sandals. You're on holy ground. You know what I mean, homie? Like I'm God. So I was reading this story just for inspiration on like Moses's, he had to move first before he knew. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like he sat there and waited for instruction. He actually had to move first. But I was just reading before that, like, how did he even get to the mountain? And this just made me laugh this morning, because it was like Moses said he was leading his flock to a faraway wilderness. I was like, this guy didn't even know where he's going. It was like just like leading the flock too. So he's just leading his sheep, and they not even knowing where they're going, bro. The sheep were just probably like, bro, this dirt ain't familiar. We getting a little bit farther away from the water. Like, what you doing? And as a leader, sometimes, when you're a leader now, you're owner of a business, you're a father, you're a husband, you're a leader. You can't help it. You're in a leadership position. There's going to be seasons where you feel led. That's what Moses was, though. He was led. And that's why he was going that way, but it was weird. He just felt like he's all of a sudden not only in a wilderness, but far away wilderness, on a mountain somewhere. Like, And then he finds who, God. And so I share it all to say, man, is like, I like what you said. I think the first step, man, is just go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just go. And then, but then when you hear God speak, listen, because that's what he did. He obeyed, because God will speak, man, if you leave your ear open for it. And so, little things in like business, man, like I'll have to move first. And then my hope is that he'll be like, Richie, just like he did Moses.
Yeah.
I might be going the wrong way. And then but at least I moved.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he'll be like, Richie. And he'll just pause me. And then I'll listen. And he said, take off your shoes. So basically what he tells me when he says that is like, when he says, take off your sandals or take off your shoes, you're on holy ground. He's saying, I got it from here. You made the move. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got it from here. Now just worship me.
These are my footprints. I'm carrying you, bro.
I got you now.
Yeah.
I just need you to move. So, it's easy to get stressed out. And this is like the foundation of this podcast, Builder of All Things, was that most businesses look at scaling or growth like an ocean. Like it's an endless wilderness. And how far can you go? You can get super lost. But the truth is just get in the boat and go. Make sure you got Jesus in it. And when you do go, know that you're in a stream and believe that versus an ocean. So a stream has its destination already.
Yeah.
Just remember, we're revisiting Builder of All Things is just remember it has its destination. Just make sure you get on the boat and go.
Yeah, it can definitely feel like an ocean because you're literally just jumping into uncharted territory.
That could be overwhelming, man. Yeah.
And the business that I'm doing, there is not a lot of examples out there of how to do it correctly. This is what you do. This is where you find customers. There's not a lot of that happening. So it's just, and those conversations you have with yourself when you lay down at night, like that 20 minutes before you fall asleep where it's just all you in your head. Oh, those conversations are like, bro, what are you doing?
Man, but it's like, enjoy the journey. You know what I'm saying? So like, Breon is working on his logo. He sends me like 3 and I'm like, oh, I got to help this dude.
Yeah. I had an elephant, bro.
No, wait.
Oh.
No. So I was like, cool, I might help him. I'm going to hook him up. So I did like 3 designs. I sent him away. Then he just shoots me a picture of an elephant. And I was like, what is this for? He goes like, bro, it's got to have an elephant in it. I'm like, dang, okay, challenge accepted. So I come back with 3 dope, like, elephant in the logo designs. And then he come back like, nah, man, I was just joking. That was for my daughter. I was like, all right, I got you. But
it's got to have an elephant, bro.
But to me, that's part of the journey. That moment was fun. You know what I'm saying? Just designing and going through that. Like, don't get so caught up on, and everyone thinks that what is business? Business is for the money. No, man, like life is about air. It's about enjoying each other. It's about laughter. It's about family. It's about, man, the business is another thing to enjoy. Don't get caught in like where you're trying to go. I mean, you want to have vision though, right?
Yes. Vision's
very important, man. We can definitely go.
But you gotta think about the customer though. I'm a happy, fun dude. Like, yeah, I can't design my website because I'm happy and fun. A happy and fun website. Like nobody's gonna accept that. You go on and you see neon colors and like a star shooting through the screen. You're gonna be like, what is this company? What are they selling?
Right,
so I'm hitting you with macro level faith stuff.
Right.
So now let's get into the micro level. All right. So we go tippy toe into the specifics.
Yeah.
So right now, your greatest challenge is what? Connecting with clients?
Yes.
Connecting with clients. So in my journey, this is not the path to success. Anybody? Just saying, like, this is just what happened in my journey, but I'll share it and then maybe it can lead to some inspiration. Did I need to give that disclosure?
No.
I don't think so, man.
But anyway.
No, I don't think there's anybody out in the world like, I'm going to do it like Richie did.
My man.
Funny thing is they do it and then it works.
Hey,
yeah.
Like Denzel Washington said.
My man. Yes.
So, oh man. There was a client, his name is Tito. We love Tito. Like we coined a phrase called called Tito, is where something has to be like super sick, super nice, super clean, and perfect as far as level and lippage and tile. I mean, everything we did, he pushed us to that level. And then he was one of our very first kitchen and bathroom renovations. So we got this project, man. This is a little tangent, but I installed the backsplash. And I'm not like a backsplash installer. That's part of the job, so I got to do it all, right?
Right.
So it's like one of those things you're going to learn when you go out there. You're like Mr. Matterport, but you're going to learn you got to do like 3 other little things to do your main thing, right?
Yeah, I'm already learning.
Yeah. You got to be flexible. So if I throw in a micro level thing, just be flexible, because when you start off, you kind of got to go broad and figure out your niche. Or where is the niche and the need in the community you're serving too, right? So I didn't know. So we kept it broad. All things new. What do you do? What do you got?
What you hand it to me, I do that.
I'm trying to do kitchens, but I gotta mow your lawn too. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's the hustle. It's like just to get in the door. For you got to find out what's going to attract the next client. For us, it was pictures for sure. Like, if I could share the product, people could see what we do, then they'll be attracted to give us an opportunity. So we're just looking for every opportunity we could. But Mr. Tito, man, I did this backsplash for the first time, just to give a little story out there. And I was super excited about it, man. And then went home, probably told, I don't remember exactly, probably told everyone, man, I was super, man, showed my little phone pics. Next day, Mr. Tito, he had a laser up on my stuff. And he's like, I don't know if he was in the military, but it felt like it, because he was like, man, he was standing behind the laser and he was just like, man, look, if you look from the right side all the way to the left, man, it's about 1/8 off the grout line. He's like, I think this is a complete redo, Richie. I'm like, all right, you got to really kick in your salesmanship right now, because there's no way I'm redoing that tile. So I looked at it and I said, yeah, you're right. It is off. So we're gonna fix this. So I went to the laser and I adjusted it. No, I'm just joking.
It ain't me, it's the laser,
It's the
bro.
laser. No, I'm just joking. There were a few tiles I was able to make the adjustment to make him happy. So there was a sacrifice and a loss there, but at the end, I gained the client.
Yes.
Right? And even the backup with that same client, you know what my first job with him was? He called me for a window trim on the exterior of his house. Literally, I go buy the trim for $7. I'm going to rip out the old one, put the new one in, and be done in about 30 minutes. I'm going to caulk it, put a little paint on it, and then bill him for $45. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, is it worth it?
Yes, because you're building that
yeah.
relationship.
So we took the job. I thought it was more involved, because the way he worded it was like we got lots. So I'm like, he baited me in big time. And then he came and showed me all the window damage, and I was like thinking there was like 7 other windows. Nope, just that one. So I was like, cool. All right. So I treated him like I would any other project. You know, I scheduled him, I emailed, I sent him the estimate, he had to sign it, came in, did the job, took pictures, uploaded it, then billed him. It was like $50.
Yeah.
I mean, it was nothing, but it was like that whole process blew him away. So then he gave me a $75,000 job to do his kitchen. He's like, I only wanted to test, that was his theory. I want to test you on my window wood trim to see how you do before I give you my kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So
let's make sure you know what you're doing.
Make sure you know what you're doing. And you were very fair at the price. Anybody else would have did me half day rate. You just gave me, it is what it is. I said, in my head, I'm thinking I ain't always going to do that, but
right.
But right now, yeah, I'm trying to build a relationship. He's in my community. It was close to home. I got you. It worked out. There's people I did things for free, like just building a relationship. Hey, and it's small. I got you.
Yeah.
I know if you got projects coming up, let me know. This is what we really do, but I'm here already. I got you. It's just giving a little sacrifice here and there. A lot of people wouldn't agree with it, but over time, all of a sudden, so-and-so calls me. Hey, you did a house for Tito? Oh, yeah. Man, he could not stop raving about you. Oh, that's what's up. No, he's awesome. They would hear me now, right? Like me talking positive about him, and all of a sudden it just starts rolling and rolling. So, yeah, my advice, man, is just get in. Just get in the boat. So what that means, man, is if I mean, when you identify your clients, I mean, who shoots Matterports? Real estate agents,
Yeah.
right? We talked about builders. We need them. We need those for progress or anything after. Even go further in that, churches.
Yeah.
I don't want to give too much to other Matterport people out there, but you find your clientele, you just maybe do some samples. Pick one church that gets blessed, hook it up. Like, look, I'm gonna bless you with a Matterport. It's gonna be online for 6 months, and then you're gonna,
And then it's gone.
then it's gone.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and then they'll be blessed by that. They can use it, and then you use that as your leverage to share. Find one real estate agent. Find the best one on the island. Give them 3 free houses. Show them what you're made of. If you believe in your product and your customer service, give a little free. Your free will pay later. But that's how it is. It's maybe not even free, but free will get you in the door.
Oh, everything free is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. For
And if you
everyone.
believe in yourself and the product, and I think the leverage would be just leave it online just long enough. Like, find out, this is a little tactic, but find out what their need is and how long it needs to be on, and then offer it for free, but it's going to cut off a little bit before their need. Not to be, but you got to be tactful.
Right. Yeah.
Like, you are giving, but they got to give back too.
Yeah,
You ain't working
absolutely.
for free, but hey, be tactful in what you're
Tit
doing.
for tat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Be tactful. You can give, and then what you're doing, what you're trying to show them is show your work.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? It's like if I were a designer of shoes, and you're calling me, and I want to believe in myself as a designer of shoes, and I want to brand myself as that guy you called to make a shoe for you, I would start designing a shoe for like somebody that's not branded yet, that wants a shoe and be branded.
Yeah.
I show it to them, all branded for them. And then when they reach out to grab it, I'll be like, all right. I pull it back for them. I did it for free.
Yeah.
But now we're meeting at this juncture. Where you want to go?
What do you want to do?
Yeah. And then as we grew as a company, like estimates, we give it for free. Then when the projects got bigger, we kept giving those for free. And there was a lot of investment doing big estimates, but it was part of the free service, right? So it's kind of like, you got to find that balance, especially in the beginning, man. Just a lot of sacrifice and give if you're looking for the client. But that would be my feedback from my experience.
Solid. Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened when
I went on a long roll there. Sorry.
We know you love to talk.
Yeah.
We know.
Oh,
We know.
man. And
We
I'm
know.
drinking coffee too. This is Cinnabon. Oh, here I go. I'm going to go again. But
Cinnabon?
flavor. Yeah, Cinnabon
Yeah.
flavor. Yeah, it's so good.
But I was saying that that's exactly what I did, and that's how I ended up here.
Tell us about it, right?
Essentially, that's what you're saying. Just do free work. I mean, it was. Every space, every work is different, so it might not translate well to different areas or Matterport area. But I think the concept is there. Where when I was doing my own video brand or whatever it was, company, like with the LLC, I just went to small businesses and just did like free videos for them, like barbershops and car places. Yeah, just did them for free. And then eventually you build a portfolio. But there was one specific one, and Richie always tells this, when
The barbershop.
that's how I got in, when they were looking for a videographer. Mike sent out a text to his friend, and his friend texted me, and I sent Richie just a few things. And there was one specific video, and it was a barbershop video, which translated which was your style, I guess, or the way that you wanted things to kind of look in terms of the production side.
Yep.
And yeah, I knew in my head, like, these small, like, one of them was gonna pop off somehow. And so that was kind of the strategy. And yeah, I mean, not just with this, but people are gonna see it, and they're gonna want to work with you. I mean, as long as your work is good or decent, right? But yeah, I think that's a good strategy for guys getting into the business or any type of business.
Yeah, Breon, I think what separates him outside of just the customer service and being fun and awesome to work with in the Matterport world is he actually knows how to like pin items in there, label them. I mean, it's a different experience when you walk through and you see these pins and you can open them and they have files and different pictures or different information or videos inside the Matterport while you're walking through. So he could take it to a whole nother level for some businesses out there, which is pretty sick. Yeah, and not everyone really knows what it is too. You know, it's something
Yeah.
that still needs to be awareness needs to be brought out and things like that. But when we got our first really um, big project over there on Kalani on Ole, where you're going pretty soon,
Yeah.
um, at that price point, when I sent the contract to that homeowner, there's some negotiations going back, and I gave away, I think, all the profit in the negotiations. I actually just took it off. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna give them straight cost with our overheads, but I took off straight profit. So our risk reward is we got to actually perform very fast, and we got to earn our profit within our margins.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Versus just doing your normal profit. But people think I'm crazy at that price point. I think it was like 2 million. Like to just take out your contingency and profit. But I knew where we were.
Mm.
We were on the main highway in prime time where I could put a sign, and I knew what was about to be developed out of that project. It was an award-winning project.
Yeah.
National awards we got from it. So it's like, and then the work we got after it, we're still seeing fruit from that.
Yeah.
And then just so happened the world shut down with COVID, and I had everybody and their mama to work on it. So it was the fastest project to date I've ever done at that scale as well. So it was it's another thing that you just got to like think about everything in every moment. Just like, hey, doesn't always have to follow the rule book. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't always have to follow the rule book. Really think about every situation. Each moment's different, and then you could just strategize your way through.
That's crazy because like when I've learned this maybe a couple of weeks ago. I thought about it and I was like, man, the success of like anything is really hinges on the belief on yourself.
Yes.
And it's like, bro, if you want to be successful, you got to really bet on yourself. And I realized that because I was like, man, I wanted to get like super expensive cameras, but then I ended up not getting because I'm not the type of person to like go ham. But I was like, yo, if I got to make this work, I got to really believe and know like the risk isn't nothing to me because I know I'm gonna make it work after I get this equipment. But then like you were saying, Richie, like take away the profit and the contingencies and all that stuff. But then you knew in your mind like
it was faith. Yeah, it was definitely faith.
Like, you knew you were gonna kill it.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where ignorance is bliss because sometimes kids will do things, you know what I'm saying, but they just don't have the knowledge and they got the most faith in the world. You're just telling me your daughter just ran out in the road like
For no
she
reason.
owned the world. Like,
It's my street now. This is
like, that's what I mean by that is like honestly, it's not that I have this overconfidence. It's more of I just don't have all the information and just walking in faith. You know what I'm saying? Like I came from dust. I've had 2 house fires. It might not be the same for everybody, but if I lose everything, I'm right back where I started.
yeah.
And I'm not materialistic either. I mean, it's a little different, obviously, when you got wife, kids, and certain things like that. So my backup plan is I always can go back to a 9 to 5 or 7 to 3 or whatever the time's an 8-hour regular job if I have to. I have confidence in that. But everything else is just not a gambling game, but it's a game of fate. And it's not even just a game of fate. I mean, it really is a game of fate. It's a step out. And if this is of you, God, it's going to be fruitful.
Yes.
And so what am I tripping? Either way, it's going to be fruitful. Or if he closes the door, then he's going to put the fruit in my next path. So I ain't tripping. Either way, it's like, hey, let's go.
Or you always learn a skill.
Yep.
Like you never
Come
know
on.
what's when it's gonna come back and be something that you need to do. So yeah, that's pretty much where I am right now. Just getting the ball rolling. Really eager to get the website put up. Just got to get some good pictures. A lot of the places I've been going now are lived in, and it's just not good to put on a website with everybody's clothes and everything just scattered all over the place. So yeah, just trying to build that up and still work your 9 to 5 and do daddy duties and all that other stuff. So yeah, it's definitely a journey. So learning experience. But it's something that I enjoy doing and that I feel like I'm good at. Like, I think some people have an idea and you're just not good at it. Yeah. And you can't just keep pushing it. Like, if you do it long enough, you can get good at it.
Mm.
But yeah, you gotta know your strengths and your weaknesses.
Yeah.
I had a friend once ask me to record some video for him, and like I thought I was killing it, all over the place, doing what I think I've seen on TV, and I'm trying to get the right angles and be in the way but out of the way. Then he came to me some months later, like, "No, none of that was good, bro. We couldn't use any of that footage." And I'm just like, "Oh, okay, well, all right. That's not my thing. I'm not good with the camera, man." So yeah.
What was the word your friend used? Disastrous?
I believe that is what you said. I believe the word you said was disastrous. No. We will never use you again. If Ray is busy, it's just not gonna happen that day. And I'm like, oh man, all right. Well, thanks for being real with me, bro. It only took you 2 months to tell me none of it was coming out. But all right. So yeah, man. Sometimes you step out on the ledge and you're just like, oh,
Wrong.
the wrong ledge. This is crumbling underneath me, bro. So yeah, man.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
What's the conversation like when you talk to your wife about starting a business, or because I know that's, now that we're in a different place and different season where we have families now.
Yeah.
Because I imagine like back then, if you're single, you can just
Do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But now, how does that conversation? Was it easy, or was it something that you guys had trouble with, or?
Very, very supportive. Like I said, really, she is all for the business, and whatever I want to do is absolutely fine. She's more of the your website can't look like the beginning of Saved by the Bell. You know what I mean? Like, it can't be bright colors and wigglies, squigglies just jumping in and out of the screen. Is more of her thing. She's
That's good feedback.
yeah. She's awesome at that. Like, it should be clean and it should look like this and be friendly. And I'm like, hey man, but what if there was just like a caterpillar crawling across the bottom just because? She's like, nah, man, just because you can do it don't mean that you have to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's very, very, very supportive. So yeah.
Yeah, I think, you probably have this experience too with your wife, and it's nice to have a good partner, man.
Yes.
Yeah, because man, I have 9 bad ideas.
Oh, I know.
And the 10th one was actually her idea that I figured out later.
Yeah. Yeah, I go home all the time and I'm talking to my wife and I'm like, yo, Richie said he want to do this. I know Tiff's going to shut it down, but man, it sounds good though. I'm hyped. I can't wait. Yeah, he said he going to knock down the whole building and just build a castle. And I'm just like, that's going to be dope, Richie. And then Tiff just in the background like, no, he's not.
I need that though, because
checks and balances, bro.
Oh, heck yeah, man. Like, I got way too, I mean, in her too, she has a lot of ideas too, and we balance those out, but just with my ADD, I'm ready to start a whole nother business every day.
Yes.
And so I do need somebody to keep me grounded, because there's 9 bad ideas.
Yeah, absolutely.
But at the end of the day, like with ideas and planning them out, we lay it before God and put confirmations out and see where He wants it to go. At the end of the day, but it's just good having a good wife partner to help keep us in check.
I can't. I'm trying to think of the opposite, like what life would look like, or in the house.
Well, it's kind of like in Scripture where, if you want to be a pastor, you got to be able to lead your family. I don't know the exact scripture, but it's basically like you can't like be a pastor and have a bad home,
right? Yeah,
a home that's out of order. So I think it's the same thing as business owners. Like, if you don't have it working at home, it ain't gonna work.
Yeah,
I
agree.
Right?
Yeah, no.
If you don't have it working at home, it ain't gonna work. And what the hardest challenges is like when you do get it going and you're 6 years in, and then it's getting challenging at home, because that's not as easy as like backing up and say, let's not go that direction.
Yeah.
You're already 6 years invested, 7 years invested. So, it takes a really strong couple partnership and understanding and sacrifice to really believe and be on the same page and have a good foundation. I think the thing with me and Tiffany is, and this would be a good word for anybody out there, is you got to have a good foundation before you start that you both agree on. And so if the waters do get choppy, you always can refer back to, remember this,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And then that is your strength. If it's a good foundation, we're on year 12. Dang. We're on year 12, right? So 2012, we're going to 2024. This January will be 12 years. So our foundation is showing strength. You know what I'm saying? How we first started this thing. So that'd be my advice, man. Make sure you both have a good foundation. But having a good partner, man, is a win.
It is. Like, you need somebody there to pick up the slack when you can't. You don't know what work is going to present you with. And if you have somebody that you're like, oh, I'm not worried about home, I'm not worried about if the kids are being picked up or any of that kind of stuff, if there's somebody who just has your back and you're just like, yeah.
Well, the good thing is you guys got your full-time job now. So economically, you could sacrifice a little bit, get the traction going. Because any wheel doesn't hit full speed at 100 miles per hour like that. Do we agree?
Yeah.
Every wheel needs to catch the ground and traction and get moving. So you got to get it moving. But then there's momentum. As soon as you get it moving, this is, if I give you anything from my experience, you could lose momentum, man. You can get some jobs going and you're feeling really good, but if you don't capitalize on those, share those, reach out, keep the thing going, it gets easier. But if you stop and get too comfortable too quick, that momentum stops. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, nobody's calling me.
Yeah.
You know?
It's because you're not making any calls.
Yeah,
Keep putting yourself out there.
So you're in a cold call season. You got to kind of put yourself out there.
Yeah.
You know, and then when you do get work, though, especially here on the island, make sure you get some reviews. People live and die on these reviews here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's either word of mouth or a good review.
And the other part is I got to get a new phone.
Yeah, that's important.
Wait, hold up. What phone do you have, B?
No, I still have my Illinois phone number.
Oh,
so when I call people,
I thought his phone was broke.
Yeah,
I'm like,
no.
that's gonna be very good.
when I call people, they just hit the button on me. They're like, "That's spam. Who's calling me from a 309 number?" Yeah, that's spam for sure.
No, for sure.
Yeah. It's people who know that I'm calling them, and they'd be like, "Nah, I'm not gonna answer that. What is that?" So. Yeah, that's just another thing. So it's just finding all those little things and acknowledging them and then making the difference. Like, So
what's your next move?
Put this website up as is, and we'll build as better photos come in and things, start to expand and all that kind of stuff. But
you should just have your first page with a big blank box that says, put your project here.
Could be.
Yeah, that it could be a thing.
Be our next featured Matterport.
What does the business look like in 2 years?
Really, like, I'm not expecting to go from 0 to 100, like you said. If I could just have in 2 years, like 4 solid clients.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm in real estate. Every time I get a house, it's your house. You shoot it. I like the way that you do everything and put everything in it and all the information and the pins and all that kind of stuff. So if I could just have 4 solid clients and still just pick up, maybe somebody's leaving Island and they need to sell their personal home and just pick up like little odds and ends there, that would be absolutely great for me. Of course, I want it to be amazing in 2 years if at all possible. Like, if I'm doing 120 room hotels, that'd be great, right? Like, that'd be amazing.
Sick. Yeah.
Right? But to expect that in 2 years, I think is not feasible unless God decides that it's feasible. But yeah, if I'm 2 years down the line and somebody's like, and I'm like, hey, I got 4 solid clients. I know I'm going to get this money every house or every whatever. That'd be good with me, and I can just keep building from there. So
if it was my business, this is just some Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
I would find out all the Matterports on island, every business. Now think about, or actually I'd find out what they're charging and their consistency and their clients. I don't know how I'll find it, but I'm gonna find out just so I know my market. Might be like 5 good ones, maybe 10. Maybe you know that answer. Do you know that answer?
He kind of does.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah.
So I would work really hard on being the source of work for them to start. Because if they know their price, I would actually build all the clientele and I would source it out to them. They would be my runners. And then I'd build more runners. There's just too many real estate agents on island, first of all. So I would just try to conquer the whole real estate agency. Everyone out there. I'd find out all the big real estate agents. I'd find out who needs Matterports, why they need it, because they all need it. There's some homes that probably don't need it.
Yeah. They don't want you to see all that.
But they don't want you to see all that.
Yeah.
But every real estate agent needs a guy in their pocket, and I want to be that guy. And I'm gonna make it very easy for them to get a hold of me. And they just basically, I'm gonna get on a calendar online. I'm gonna have openings already scheduled. All they got to do is just go on that app, boom, boom, and schedule me in. And then I'm gonna tell all the other Matterport guys that this is how it's going down.
You won't work, come see me.
Well, what are you charging? Oh, this, and this. I'm going to put a little extra on there to go with me. I'm going to make you more. I'm going to get you the client. And don't worry, just keep doing what you're doing, and I'm just going to bring you leads.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nothing's going to change. Just do what you do, but I'm going to be your hustler. That's what I do. And I'll just conquer the real estate agency. So I'll just build it up. Because if you do the math and what they're doing, if you can get it out there and get maybe one guy can hit maybe 2 houses a day.
Yeah.
You figure out that math and then you multiply it, you start scaling. If you scale big enough, you can conquer the island, then you work on the other islands. And then you start dipping into the mainland. And then you're just basically a guy on a computer sourcing 100 Matterport guys across the country who's already got their own Matterport. They got the whole system down.
Yeah.
You're more of the
I bring you clients guy.
Yeah. You're the lead generator for Matterport. And then, this is just my Steve Jobs and me, I'll go look for an AI version of Matterport and put them out of business.
Just keep it growing, man.
Just keep it going.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I'll be in the NASDAQ 100.
Matterports.
No, it'd be a whole nother name. You matter.
You matter.
You can't coin the word matter.
You can't. But...
I'm just joking. I wouldn't go that far.
But Matterport does that.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You have to conquer them.
Yeah. This is mine now.
I'm using your camera, but it's mine.
It's mine now.
Yeah, you'd have to come up with a whole nother. But see, the thing is, what I don't like about Matterport, they're kind of playing the iPhone route where they really know how to, what's the word I'm looking? They capitalize. Like you only can use them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah, they have it. They have it
on lock.
The system down. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they're getting smart where they're trying to get Matterport people. So I would do the same thing. That's the only way you'd be able to get scale to a certain level. So I would ask, what is your revenue goal? And then work backwards from there every year. Set a goal and then do the math. How many houses would I have to do? And you'll realistically know, that's not possible. So you got to at least know what is your goal for the year, extra income, and then work from there and do the math and then make that your goal for the year. When you make that goal, then you can look at future. How do I want to grow now that I know what the real math is, right?
Yeah.
Now, how do I grow from there? So that would be a little bit of math and vision engineering you'd have to do. I can keep going, man.
I know you can. All day, nonstop.
But B, I love being able to give whatever I got to help coach any kind of entrepreneur out there, man. I love the entrepreneur spirit, of just knowing to take control into your own hands and into God's hands. Not to, put down anybody into a 9-to-5, because, man, that's such a blessing too.
It is.
Just be able to have something where somebody else is working real hard to put you in a position, or myself, I've been in positions where I needed that income, so just knowing that everyone's working hard to help each other, man. I just want to do my part, man. And man, you're gonna get this, man. We're gonna take this link and we're gonna send it to all real estate agents. Tell them, let's go.
Let's go.
When you see B, man, he's like 6'5".
Yes.
6'5", biggest smile. And he's gonna serve you, man. Like whatever you need in the Matterport world, he's got you. I mean, he's What did your last client tell you?
The best Matterport I've seen.
Come on.
Come on,
Hands
man.
down.
Come on.
And we're talking, this client's got multiple real estate stuff.
He does.
that he
And I've done Matterports for him before. And I'm like, okay, well,
Come
I'm
on.
getting better
Growing,
then.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's always nice. And I tell anybody, man, if you have any kind of skill, extra time, trade, everybody is trying to get more income.
Yeah.
Just put yourself out there, man.
Just do it.
Just do it. If you're a welder, just put it out there. Hey man, I weld. You need a gazebo melt. You need your kid's sliding board fixed.
Wow.
Like no matter what it is, man. Hey,
Yeah.
it might take me 15 minutes. It might be a $50 job, but the more and more you do it, now you're not working for anybody 9 to 5. Now you got so much, you're just doing it yourself.
Yep. Learn what you can and put it to use.
Yeah.
Yeah. Too many lazy people out there though.
Hey, it's so great being lazy. It's so easy. You just sit back,
Yeah.
but you're not reaching what you want. You're not comfortable.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yep. That's it. Well, man, B, welcome back. It's good to have you back.
No, man, I'm a special guest just like everybody else, bro. Everybody that comes in, special guest. I'm a special guest, man.
It was special to have you.
Yeah. Just because I'm always around, you're like, oh, we'll just use him whenever we want to. Nah, bro. No, I need some bells and whistles.
Yeah, you special, bro.
Thanks, man.
Especially with them kicks, bro.
I
man.
appreciate it, man. Every time you have me on, different pair of kicks, bro.
Hey,
Yeah,
Every
that's
single
a
time.
promise.
That's
be a
what I'm
lookout.
gonna do.
Be a lookout for
Be a
B's
lookout.
shoes.
I'm just
Yeah.
There
throw
you
them out,
go.
throw them out slightly outside the table so people can see them.
If you guys know B, you already know.
Yes. Thanks for having me, guys.
All right.
All right.
That's it.
Rap.
I come from a
All
small
right.
family, yeah.
Come from a
We
poor
ain't never
family.
had a lot, yeah. But the Lord been good to us, yeah. Now we riding on the top, yeah. I come from a